Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Nasrawati. I want to explain about participle. This is a mid-task teaching media course. What is the participle? A participle is a form of a verb used as either an adjective or a part of certain tenses. Participles have two different types, the present participle and past participle. And participle used as adjectives can form a larger participle phrase. Participle are a particular form of verb that has two main purposes. The first, turn the verb into an adjective to modify nouns. The second, connect with auxiliary verbs to create different tenses, such as the present perfect tense. Here's an example of participles used as adjectives. Let's say you are at a zoo looking at others. One otter is eating and another is swimming. You could distinguish them by saying, "Look at the eating otter," or "Look at the swimming otter." In this example, the verbs eat and swim are not acting as verbs, they're acting as adjectives because they modify the noun other. Be careful not to confuse participle with infinitives, another form of verb that can modify nouns. Infinitives usually have to have the word to at the beginning, whereas participle do not. For example, participle, a refreshing drink, infinitive, a drink to refresh. The second purpose of participle is to create different verb tenses, specifically the perfect tense and continuous tense. For example, if you are doing something now or in the near future, you use the present continuous tense, which is formed with the verb be and a present participle or ing form of the verb. For example, I'm eating lunch right now. What is a present participle? The present participle is used in the continuous tenses or as an adjective describing an action that is currently taking place. For example, the bird is singing outside my window and the singing bird is outside my window. For most verbs, you form the present participle by adding ing to the end. For example, mine verb go and present participle going. However, there are some special rules for words ending in I or a silent e, as well as for words ending in one vowel and one consonant. For verbs ending in c, just add a k before ink. For example, panic become panic. For verbs ending in ie, change the ie into a y before ending ing. For example, tie become tying. For verbs ending in a silent e, simply drop the e and then ing. For example, change become changing. Please note that this does not include words ending in a double e. Verbs that end in ee follow the standard rules. For example, see become sing. For verbs ending in one vowel and one consonant, double the consonant before ending ing. For example, run become running, admit become admitting. There are exceptions to this rule. However, if a word ending in a single vowel and a single consonant has two syllables but the second syllable is not stressed, you can add ing without changing anything. For example, visit become visiting. So, what is a past participle? The past participle is used in the perfect tenses or as an an adjective describing an action that has already been completed. It also a key component in using the passive voice, which we explain further down. For example, I have completed my paper already, and I turn in my complete paper. For regular verbs, the past participle is the same as the simple past tense. That means you simply add ed to the end. For example, main verb walk and past participle walked. Just like with the present participle, there are special rules for verbs that the end in ce or a consonant and y, as well as for words ending in one vowel and one consonant. For verbs ending in c first and a k before it. For example, picnic become picnic. For verbs ending in e, add only d, hop become hopped. For verbs ending in a consonant and y, replace the y with an I before adding ad. For example, study becomes studied. For verbs ending in one vowel and one consonant, double the consonant before ending ed. For example, stop becomes stopped, prefer become preferred. Just like with present participle, if a word ending in a single vowel and a single consonant has two syllables but the second syllable is not stressed, you add ed without changing anything. For example, listen become listened. The hardest part about past participle is irregular verbs. Many irregular verbs have unique past participle that don't follow the normal rules. Unfortunately, you just have to memorize each irregular verb and its special past participle. And for example, irregular verb see and past participle seen, irregular verb do and past participle done. So that was a brief explanation of participle. Thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.